Alright, what's up, guys? So, my name's Nate. I go under the alias online as Blooms. Pretty much, I'm gonna be making this video, as you can probably see the title. I'm going to try to make $100,000 in 6 months, and I'm gonna document everything, every failure, every win. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna be completely transparent. If I go bankrupt, I go bankrupt. If I win $1 million, I win $1 million, and I'll show it all on here. Um, I don't like to gatekeep things, and people, especially on my Instagram, know that. Like, anytime that I ever get into something, I'll always post about it and always try to help people for free. Um, Now, not to say that if I do make it down the line and I get to a point where there's too many people, you know, I'm gonna make a course. But besides the point, right now we're just at the beginning. Like I said, if I didn't already, I'm gonna try to make $100,000 in 6 months, and I'm gonna pretty much show you the roadmap on everything that we're gonna do. So the roadmap is going to be AI website building. This is gonna be the first step. Okay. The second step is going to be eBay reselling, just in case if this one doesn't work. And then my third and final that I really want to do would be Amazon FBA. Okay. And just to put a little bit of challenges, in 2 months I go to college. Okay. And pretty much my opportunities that I have now are going to be not cut short, but it's going to be a lot harder. So I want to try to do as much as I can in 2 months to where I can eventually, maybe not even work a job at college, hopefully, go full time in this, do whatever I can, and kind of just prove to myself that I could do this. So I'm going to pretty much go over the basics of AI website building, eBay reselling, Amazon FBA. Like I said, I'm going to completely go over these all on this channel. I'm going to post every single day, and I'm going to give updates. I'm going to add a profit, and I'm going to add a loss counter. So I'm going to put that in the top right, wherever fits, probably somewhere over there. And I pretty much already have like the basic necessities besides like bubble wrap to like ship stuff out for the eBay reselling and Amazon FBA. You can get free boxes on USPS, and you can get pretty cheap labels from, I don't remember what it is, but it's some business ran by Amazon, and they give pretty cheap labels. So I don't really have to worry about that. I already have the printer. You probably just heard all that shit bang. This bad boy cost me like $250. I've never used it. I don't even know how to work it. I've never even turned it on. It's still got the first film in it or whatever. And okay, so let me stop yapping. So pretty much what an AI website builder is there's this business, and there's someone who runs the business, and it's all local businesses. You can't do this to like Cracker Barrel or because they're a well-known organization. They have a website. They have a way to get traffic in from users, and they sell stuff on there, etc. So let's just say you got a person who has this business. It's a small business. They have, I don't know, 3 employees. Okay, most of the time these guys don't have websites, so it's pretty much just local based, word of mouth. And even some of these businesses, even if they have a website, it's very outdated. So pretty much the first step in this whole process is going to be AI website building. So here's me, here's this person. Okay, so you can do this 2 ways. You can either call someone, or you can either text them, email them. There's multiple, but you can either call, text, email, or go in person, which I don't know anybody who would, but I know a couple of guys that do it. But I would stick to messages, emailing if you're very like antisocial. But if you have some good talking skills, you know what you're doing, and you have a good understanding for any questions they may ask like on the spot, I would definitely recommend calling, which I'm going to do a little bit of both, and I'm going to document all on here. Any, like I said, any failures, any yeses, any nos. And so pretty much this is me. This is the business owner. Okay, we're going to label this B, and then we're going to label this M for me, B for business. So pretty much what I'm offering is a website, a fully built website built by AI. What you're going to use Lovable. Lovable is a free AI platform builder, and it costs It really goes based off of credits, but we're going to pretty much do this the most cost efficient way. So what we're going to do is we're going to email, text, call all these businesses, set up a time if they want to, if they're interested in getting a website, we're going to set up a time with them, and we're going to pretty much before that time make the website, because most of the time when someone calls you or texts you back, they seem interested in it, then most likely you have a higher chance of, getting a sale rather than just making the website and then hoping that the business responds. So the best way to do that is Lovable gives you a couple of free credits. Like you can maybe build like one website, but after that you have to put more money in. I think you can do like $20 a month, $50 a month. It's purely credit based. So pretty much anything that you put in costs a credit. So with the regular, I think $20 subscription, it's like $100. So you could pretty much make 100 websites, and you can edit them up to 100 times. So I mean, if you make one website, that doesn't cost a credit, I don't believe. And then if you make 5 changes to it, that should cost 5 credits. So that'd be 5 credits for one. So you could technically make 20, if that makes sense. And you can always upgrade as you go, because the price point that you're going to sell these at is going to be $500. And I see most of the time people will just charge $500. But the thing is, this comes with a yearly fee. So whenever a business purchases a website, you have to go buy a domain. A domain costs around $10 a year. So what some people like to do, some of the buddies that I know, they'll put a $25 monthly fee, and that pretty much just runs it, make sure it's all up in, whatever, and AI takes over it. So if they're like, oh, this button doesn't work, you just tell AI, fix this button. It's not, let's just say copying the address to the business. So you just tell it, it fixes it, boom. They don't have to worry about it. It's fully automated. And that's pretty much where this whole AI automation comes in. Okay. So $25. So if you get, I don't know, 10 in your first 2 months, that's $250 monthly coming into your paycheck, or into your bank account. I don't know why I said paycheck. And that's over $5,000 made. Now that's not including taxes, any Lovable, all that. But you should be looking at a good $900 in profit. For the $50 in domains, Lovable is probably going to cost you around $50, and you still have that $250 monthly coming in. Now, when it comes to canceling on all these guys, pretty much you've gone out of this business. You can't really do it anymore. You can either probably employ someone later down the line. What I plan to do is just pretty much just cut ends in about 2 years or so, just however good we do. If I do it in a month, I'll just leave them that website, but they still have to pay that monthly fee until they get a new website, and I'll make sure to tell them that they have to just text me back, and I'll cancel that subscription for them. And all of this is going to be under a agreement. You can do an agreement, you don't have to, but it just protects you as a person. And yeah, so that's pretty much the first business model. You're going to use AI to make you a website. Once you get on a call with these guys, you're going to get the website like 10 minutes. Like you can make a website in like 10 minutes, but I would give it like 30 minutes before you get on this call if it's last minute. And you pretty much present it. They'll tell you anything that you want to change, and you're going to write down some notes. You're going to tell AI pretty much all the notes that they want. You're going to put it in, and then you're going to get back with that person. You're going to send them the website. They like it. You put the sell. And for the sell, you're always going to want to use Stripe, or you're always going to want to use PayPal. Now, I don't know the age limits on these. I think Stripe, you have to be 18. PayPal, as a business account, you can, I think, make a business account at 15, 16. I'm not really sure on that. And that pretty much gets you a gateway to the sales, because Stripe is a well-known provider. They're very well-known, and PayPal Business is also well-known. You don't want to do stuff like Venmo, Cash App, because that kind of seems, if you're selling a business, who wants to pay $500 on Cash App? That just sounds kind of iffy. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the first business model. The second one is going to be, eBay reselling. So eBay reselling, I'm on this Discord server. I pay about $100 a month, and pretty much you can get Home Depot items for a penny. I'm gonna look into that. Not to say that it works all the time. I live in a kind of rural area, so it's kind of 50-50 on some of these things. That kind of comes with the high risk because of the fact that if you get caught, you're probably gonna get trespassed. Because once you buy the item, it's yours. You own ownership of it, and they can't do anything about it. So if they make a big fuss about it, get the police involved, yada yada, they're probably gonna trespass you, and you're kind of just, out of luck. And then they also have, like daily drops, stuff that's selling good, like the Nidos, all that stuff, all the little 5-year-old stuff that they sell on eBay. I'll go more in depth in that as these videos go on. And I'll kind of show y'all what I'm doing throughout these videos. I don't want to just sit here and talk to the camera and, yeah, I did this, I made $50 today. Yeah, that was not my day. But I want to actually be able to show what I'm doing and kind of just give this as a starter to anybody that doesn't know anything. Not to say that I'm some genius that knows everything and I know what I'm doing all the time. I'm most definitely going to have a lot of trial and error, and I want that to be known in this video, because anybody who does follow me, or you may not care at all, just know that I'm not a professional. I don't condone anything that I do. This is for legal reasons, but I don't give any financial advice. I just give advice, not financial advice. And so the second business model is pretty much, you buy an item, let's say $5, you go to eBay, sell it for 20. Okay, that's the first business. Amazon's a little different. So you need to have wholesalers. There's wholesalers pretty much anywhere, authorized sellers. You can even do, let's just say Petco's running a deal on dog food. So they have a 10-pound bag of dog food, okay? Now that shipping price is going to be pretty hefty if you're selling it on Amazon and all that. So I'd recommend doing like lower pound stuff so the shipping isn't so high and it ruins your margins. But we're just going to say dog food. So a 10-pound dog food, let's say it cost $5, okay? On Amazon, it's selling for 40. So this is a trusted website that pretty much you're going to get all of your stuff from until, the sale goes out, yada yada. And if it's doing good on Amazon, which there's a bunch of tools that'll eventually go down the line of, tools that people use and signs if they know that it's selling well, and a lot more. And there's also a lot more like buy box. Buy box is where if you have the lower price, so let's say top buy box is selling for 40, you sell for 39. If you go to Amazon, it's gonna say put in, what's it called, like cart, and then it'll say buy now. So that's called the buy box. So if you sell an item for $39 and it's $40 and you're the lowest seller, as long as you have some good, it's not karma, but it's like as long as your Amazon account's like good, like in good standards, you ship on time, you're responsible, all that, you don't break any like TOS, they're gonna put you on the buy box. So the buy box means you're first serve, and that's it. Now it's pretty much just a competition. Whoever can lower their prices the most with what's it called? With I low-key blanked out, but it's pretty much just whoever sells the cheapest is gonna get the buy box first. And once this person runs out of stock, it'll go up, yada yada. So it's pretty much kind of luck based after that. And like I said, they pick and choose if your account's in good standards. And that's pretty much that. That's kind of brief. That's not like it's very broad. There's not much to really talk about. You kind of just have to learn it on yourself. And like I said, I'll pretty much go through everything that I know and all that goody. That's really it. Also, do not sell any Alibaba products on Amazon. You will get terminated if they figure that out. And you can also be I think it's called a private label or like a black label. It's something like that. It's where you pretty much put your own brand on there. So let's say like Alibaba. You get a product from Alibaba, you put it on Amazon. Like I said, don't sell anything on Alibaba, China Express. You'll pretty much get TOS, and I don't really know the consequences if you lose money or anything, but your account will get terminated. Um, so that's pretty much that. Another money method that you could make would be Depop reselling. So what you're gonna do is you're actually going to use Alibaba. Alibaba has a bunch of manufacturers for clothing, and not a lot of people know about this, but let's say a product on Alibaba is 25 bucks. Shipping is like probably in the range of 10, which is probably a lot higher. Depends. It really depends on the quantity that you get. But let's say you get 10 units. It's normally 25. It'll probably drop it down to like 22.5. But we're just gonna say 25 because the minimum order quantity is pretty much what determines the price. Because if you get like 100, you're gonna get a way cheaper price or even cheaper shipping. And that plays a role in your profit margins. But pretty much what you're gonna do, and I know this does work because I did it for a bit, but it was a long process because you had to wait a week, 2 weeks for the product to actually get to you, and then you had to ship it to the person. And sometimes people don't like that. I mean, you can have the product on hand, but when you're starting off, you want to get a sell first before you buy anything, so you know that you're not just wasting money. And you're just pretty much just gonna go on Depop. You're gonna look up, goth shirt. You're gonna find a goth shirt, and you're gonna see what it's selling for, because some sell for some pretty good money. And you're gonna pretty much go to Alibaba, see something that seems similar, and you're gonna sell it for the same price. And like I said, they're gonna ship it to you. You're gonna ship it to the customer, or you could, which this is a lot more tedious, but it would be a lot more cost efficient. You just have to repeat the process over and over again, depending on how many sales you get. But you can put on Alibaba, you can put their address. Now that's only if you're ordering one quantity of this item, and most of the time it comes out pretty expensive just because you're getting one. Now, like I said, if you're getting like 10, you might as well just ship that to your house and ship it to the person, and just hope they don't give you a bad review for like 3 months. Just like make up an excuse, just say, I'm out of town, I'll get back to you in like a week, something. Say you're on vacation, lie until you don't have to lie anymore. Pretty much fake it till you make it. And that's pretty much where this video is going to end off. Like I said, I'll check back with y'all tomorrow sometime. I'll make a video. And yeah, peace.